All right, does posture matter? That is a big question that comes up routinely in the clinic here, and it's something I figured would be a great topic to talk about today. At the end of this video, we're going to talk about a few things you can do in sitting to help with sitting and standing in your posture as far as your workstation. So stay tuned at the end for that. But let's talk a little bit about the history of posture and about my experiences with that. So way back, I'm a dinosaur in the physical therapy world. Back in 1995 to 98, I was at physical therapy school down at the University of Miami, and we got out our book with Florence Kendall, and it's talking about muscle testing and function, and it talks about posture and pain. And in that book, they've identified several postures that are kind of abnormal, okay? And then they compared it to what they consider normal postures. And here is just a quick description of various abnormal postures paired with what's considered good posture. So what exactly is considered abnormal posture? What is something that we should either, one, work on prevention strategies, or one, when we're trying to help them for treatment, correct those postures and positions? Because there's a wide range of what's considered normal, okay? I think we have this epitome of an exact alignment that everyone should, almost that military stance, that very upright posture, but I don't think that is really realistic. It's just part of a range of normal. So what times do we go in and say that posture is abnormal and we have to change it? And when do we go and say, well, that's probably relatively normal, that's probably not affecting their pain, or it won't help them in contributing to preventing pain? So when you think about postures, I like to think about having the best mechanical advantage when you have a better posture, okay? Certain positions are better for the spine and the whole body as far as alignment, okay? You have certain advantages when you stack. When you kind of have the skeleton here, this is a normal skeleton. It's got like a kind of a spring-like mechanism. It aids in a little bit of shock absorption. And when everything is aligned in order, it's at the most efficient. In theory, you could take the most load. When you have certain postures, let's say this is our head facing this way. When you lean forward and you're coming forward, all these muscles in the upper back area, let's say through here, if I adopt that forward posture, are at a little bit of a mechanical disadvantage. So we have to assume that when they're in what they call a normal rotation or more upright, it's a little bit easier for the body to maintain that position. And in theory, probably at some point, if you're holding that position too long, you may actually start developing pain. I do think some people have these, what I would consider abnormal or more forward head or flattened back, let's say flattened back postures, and they feel fine. They've never had a history of pain. Maybe the body is slowly adapted to those changes in posture, and that's why they don't have pain and someone else does. I mean, there's some people that have they have perfect posture, I think, or pretty good posture, and still have pain. So what is the difference, and when do we start trying to make a change in posture to address that? But I do think posture is a matter of giving the body the most efficient way to move, whether it be static posture, how we position ourselves. That's why I think having a good workstation being set up in a certain way has certain advantages. When we throw a ball, there's certain advantages to throwing ball. When we recline, certain advantages to how we move. Let's say how we squat, kind of like the individual that you look at when he squats with a rounded back compared to a neutral back. Which position can they generate the most force? So if you can generate most force, you're more efficient, you have more strength. In theory, you can actually be safer and hopefully have less pain and discomfort and just move better. So I do think I want to think of as posture as the most efficient posture position for the person. So even take the example, I like to think of posture, sitting down. This happens all the time. I've got an important phone call. I'm sitting at my desk, okay? I've got my headset or I've got my hand on my phone and I'm sitting and talking. All the time, I try and change my posture for the greatest efficiency. What I find is my ability to talk and project is better in more upright positions. I'm talking, I can get better rib expansion. I can really control my breath. I'm not forward. Try the difference between sitting and taking a deep breath in through the nose. And now let's compare that when we're sitting upright or standing, that breath, breathing in. All of a sudden, we're not dealing with that compression. Everything is a little bit more balanced, and we have better efficiency of movement. Doesn't mean it's wrong, and it may not even cause pain, but it's more efficient. It's easier. And I've got to believe, even if the research doesn't show it exactly, which is if you look at any research, it's hard to have anything shown exactly to be perfectly just what they thought. I mean, any treatment or whatever, it's hard to get exactly this is the best treatment for it. But I have to think that it's a little bit more efficient, it's a little easier, a little stress to our body. We're probably going to feel a little bit better and less chance of having pain or some kind of pain syndrome. Maybe the research doesn't show it, but what I will tell you is a constantly changing posture, meaning the next posture is the next posture you adapt, meaning it's continually moving and subtly changing, whether it be a weight shift in standing, even a weight shift in sitting, changing our leg position, maybe just standing up instead of sitting. That's why I think the standing desks are good, but I like standing, but I also think sitting for short periods is good too. We want to constantly kind of have a subtle change in what you're doing throughout the day. And that's why at the very end we're going to show you a couple quick tips that is kind of my sitting ergonomic routine. Very, very simple, a few things you can do that'll set up your day and hopefully feel less stiff. And I think it's very much connected to your posture. But the posture should be ever changing. If you do stay static, even in a perfect ergonomic setup, you're going to get stiff. The body is not meant to stay static in any position. So consider that anytime we're talking about postures, we want to always, as much as we were showing you certain posture positions, we want to kind of figure out different strategies, whether it be standing, sitting, changing our leg position, even slumping back, leaning forward on the chair. All those subtle changes over time let those tissues expand, contract, lengthen, shorten, puts different structures on compression, different structures are put on slack, and that is just good for the body. It's like WD-40 for the body. So consider that anytime you're considering what to do in sitting or standing, any time that you're working on whether your project or the computer, but keep that in mind. So this is a routine I like to have people adopt. If you are in a painful state, I want you to do this every 30 minutes. If you're in a non-painful state, you want to prevent problems, I want you to do this on the hour. You put it on your smartphone as a reminder, as a little alarm, set it and do it during that period of time. So as soon as you hit 30 minutes, you're going to do this small routine I'm going to show you. And then at 60 minutes, if you're in a non-painful, you feel good, but you just don't want to, you're concerned about your back, your neck, and all that, this is something you'll do on the hour. Okay, so there's a few simple things you can do. You're going to do this small routine. If you have no pain, you're feeling good, you're just trying to prevent possible neck and back issues, I would suggest doing this on the hour. Okay, so you're going to go through the full list in a couple moments. I'll show you on the hour. In cases where you're having mild, moderate pain, 30 minutes, every 30 minutes is when you're going to do this. So people that are feeling good, you're going to do it every hour. If you're not feeling good, you're going to do this every 30 minutes. The first thing is you're going to get up. You're going to stand up. You're going to get it out of whatever position you're in. Obviously, if you're in a standing desk, you continue to stand and you can do certain things. You may have to sit down to do certain things. But if you're sitting, get up, move around for a couple seconds just to get out of that one position you were in for a while. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is a thing called a slouch correct. Okay? You're basically going to slouch down like this, and then you're going to kind of align and sit up. And you're going to feel that difference in position. And you feel a little bit better. It's going to widen you up. You're going to feel like your chest expands a little bit, chest out. And you're going to feel a good alignment position. And in a position of kind of poor alignment, you're kind of a forward head posture, okay? If you look from a side view, your start position is here, end position is here, okay? So that's the slouch correct, 5 times. Next thing you're going to do is called square or box breathing. The Navy SEALs do it as a relaxation technique. I find it a very powerful technique to relax. It also gets you to be tuned into your breath. As you're tense or stressed, sometimes we breathe more shallow, we lock down, we adopt postures that are not good for breathing. Box breathing, we want to think about good alignment, and you're going to basically think about a square, and you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds up one side of the square. You're going to hold the breath for 4 seconds at the top, and you're going to breathe out through your mouth for 4 seconds, and you're going to relax for 4 seconds. I kind of rushed that, but that's in my video you'll find in the description section that'll explain really in detail about box or square breathing. So the last thing you're going to do is basically you're going to do it 5 times like everything else. You're going to do a full body movement. I'll call it a squat with arm extension. So you're going to get away from your desk. You're going to basically stand up like this, about your feet about the width of your hips, okay? We're basically going to come down as low as we can, like that. And then we're going to extend out all we can, and even look up with your head all the way back as far as you can. So all the way down, touch the floor if you can, and extend up. Listen, if you can't go all the way, go as far as you can, all right? Have a knee problem? Literally stand, come to here if you can, and then back up. But do a little bit of movement. You'd be surprised, you do this 5 times every hour, you may actually develop a very good squat over time. And it will be a full body movement, it hits all these different muscle groups. And we want to get that full extension because typically we're forward, mostly in sitting if we're sitting a lot. Hopefully we're standing a little bit too. But then we want to get that full extension, looking up, letting our hips go forward, and then back down. All the way up, 5 times. You're going to feel great if you do this. Embrace this as just kind of like you're brushing your teeth. And over time, you're going to get better and hopefully more flexible. And just feel like you got a little movement through the day. And it'll decrease the chance of having aches and pains as much as you can. Hope this helped you out. Please smash that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button if you like it, or share it with a friend that might be sitting at a desk too long and needs a little bit of encouragement of how to improve their posture and understand how posture matters.